You know, when life gets you and you just forget some things, but I want y'all to see this shirt, and it says, "My oath never expires." I was not a senior chief in the United States Navy, but I was a petty officer first class, and I retired in October 1st of 2011. But today I wanted to talk about what happened on September 10th, 1991. September 10th, 1991, I was a young, fragile uh, African American male, uh, still am, but my sister had joined the United States Navy in 1990. And while she was going through her process at the recruiting station right here in Culpeper, where I'm sitting, I learned a lot about joining the military. She was in the 12th grade, and I was right behind her in the 11th grade. Well, that gave me an extra year to do what they called at that time the delayed entry program. Well, I went on and signed up for that delayed entry program. We got to go travel to Norfolk to see aircraft. And a funny story, my next door neighbor son was in the military. He was a first class at the time, and he worked for the Blue Angels. Well, it was kind of exciting because while we were down there during the tour, I saw him, met him, and it was crazy. It was like because he was a familiar face, and that kind of helped me to solidify the fact. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. Oh shit! Already done?
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Excuse me. Boogie just got done with his appointment. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go clean this vehicle out. But anyway, so what I was saying was September the 10th of 1991. That's when I joined the delayed entry program, and that's when I made my decision. But I was only a junior in high school at the time. I signed up for it, and my departure date was September 10th, 1991. So when I actually did that, uh, so I had to finish my last year of high school, and then I had about 3 months left before I actually left and went into the service. Well, this story is kind of a little long, but I was working at a car dealership, washing cars and all of that before I left, and then I did actually graduate from high school, yay me. And then in Virginia, when you leave for MEPS, which is military entry processing station or whatever, it's in Richmond, Virginia. So the night of September 10th, my recruiter actually drove me down there. Back then we had service, like people actually cared about what happened to you and all of that. So my recruiter drove me down to Richmond to the hotel where I was supposed to stay overnight, and then that next day, you do the process, MEPS and all of that, and get all your stuff done. And then that next morning, you take off and you go to boot camp. Well, I had never flown before. So all of these firsts were happening. Like I'm staying away from home for like one of the first times down in Richmond. Then I'm going to get on an aircraft for the first time. And all of this stuff was exciting and new to me, but it was the best thing that ever did happen to me. I ended up staying in the military for 20 solid years. I made the rank of E6, which is Petty Officer First Class, and I stayed in my rating, which means that I picked and chose what I wanted to do in the Navy, and what I picked and chose, I went to school in the military for it, and that was an aviation electronics technician. Went to school in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, actually, it was called Millington, Tennessee at that time, and that was in after boot camp. I got out of boot camp October 31st, came home for like a holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Then when I went back to Millington, stayed there until May. Once I graduated from the AVA school, is what they called it, then I went to my first duty station, which was Andrews Air Force Base on in Maryland. It was about, I guess, 70 or 80 miles from home, so I wasn't too bad. Didn't have a car, didn't have a lot of anything, but as the time went on, you acquire those things. So then I finally got a car and all of that, finished that tour. I went to Atlanta, Georgia at Dobbins Air Reserve Base in Marietta, Georgia. First of all, I spent 4.5 years in Maryland. Then I went to Atlanta and I spent about 4.5 years in Atlanta at Dobbins Air Reserve Base. And then after that, I decided I wanted to go organizational level, which is where you're not just working on equipment, you're actually attached to the squadron. So I had to go to school for all of that. So this 20 years that I spent, I was well trained and everything, and I just wanted to get on here and commemorate September 10th as the day I left Culpeper and went in the military, one of the best days of my life, because right now I'm been retired for almost 14 years and 100% permanent and total disabled, and I see it. And I just wanted to commemorate September the 10th. I know it's September 11th, and September 11th also has some meaning from 2001, because I was active duty and I remember exactly where I was September 11th, 2001, when the Twin Towers were ran into by aircraft. That subject is real sensitive to some people, but I was on active duty and I was going back through F-18 training when that happened, and I happened to be the highest ranking guy in that class, so I got to go get breakfast that morning at the bowling alley, and that's where I saw that first plane hit the towers. And I stayed in the military 10 years after that, y'all. But I just really wanted to commemorate that time because that was a life-changing event of mine. And I know that a lot of people are on here saying hello and all of that. Hello to everybody that's chiming in. Bill, FF, hi. All of you guys. I can't pronounce some of those names, but hello to all of you guys, and thank you for watching. If you're still on here, I want you to go to Curtis Minor at Curtis Minor Outdoors, and check out my page. See if there's anything on there that interests you. I'm about to leave because Boogie's done with his little appointment, and we got to take care of some stuff for the rest of the day. So thank y'all for watching and commemorating with me September 10th, 1991, when I left and went to boot camp. And then another good day was October 1st, 2011, when I retired at 20 years of service. So, you know, you never know who you're gonna run into and this, that, and other on any platform, but I respect the military. You know, it gave me some of the best years of my life. I gave them some of the best years of my life, and now I'm getting to live out some better years because I made that choice. So you guys have a blessed day. Go check out my page, and if you like any of the material, like, share, and subscribe. And we're trying to get to 3,000 watch hours. I'm at 2,800 and almost 30 watch hours. I need about 175 more watch hours, and I'll reach that goal. So y'all come right along, and like I said, my oath never expire. Y'all have a blessed day. I just had to get that video out.